Hey guys, it's Lunar. Welcome back to another PUBG Xbox One video. On Monday, we had a new update for the game, our fourth major one. It's been a few weeks since we had any. We've had a couple of smaller ones in there as well, but it's safe to say that the game, in preview anyway, we're going to continue to see problem after problem, even straight after big updates. And in this video, I'm going to go over some of the biggest issues in the game right now, just to get to the discussion going and maybe get some of the issues brought to the attention of Bluehole. I mean, we are one of the biggest PUBG communities for the game for Xbox One on this channel, so your guys' opinion does count, and please post what the biggest issues you feel are affecting the game the most in the comments below. This vid is all about bugs, game breaking stuff, things like that annoy you, and just general current meta problems. So let me know what you guys think are the biggest ones. As always, if you find the video helpful, a like is much appreciated. Now let's start by talking about the first thing, which is game crashes. You can spend all your time playing the game just to get randomly disconnected when you're about to win. That can be very frustrating, and this happens to a lot of people all of the time. I mean, yes, you can rejoin games, so it's not too big of a deal if you can rejoin straight away and just carry on. In fact, I've had several chicken dinners from games where I've crashed and had to restart the game and rejoined and continued with the same match. But of course, in both of those games, there was still around 50 players left. But plenty of players are not so lucky, and disconnecting means an early loss, and the further along you are into a game, the more of a waste of a time it becomes. Even if you take the steps to counteract this, like you can disable your Xbox DVR, or you've got the game installed on an external hard drive, for example, it can still be a problem. Less for some people who do that, but it still happens to people who have done that. It's something that has been happening since the first week, and it's still not fixed. If I'm to see this from Bluehole's point of view, they say it's not something that's simple to fix because it's not just one thing. There's kind of countless different things that can cause crashes, and addressing them all will just take time. So that's probably the biggest game-breaking issue in the game right now, and it's probably going to be the same next time I make another video like this, and I assume it will be a continuous problem over the coming month. But hopefully we should start to see less and less of them. To go with this, I guess probably a huge issue again, something that will be probably in every update, and that is things to do with lag, frame rate drops, and rubber banding. Had a few problems with all these things myself, despite the FPS improvements on our client side with the update, but I don't feel as though it's as bad as it was before. But of course, I play an Xbox One X, so it wasn't too bad to begin with, but for original Xbox players, it could be different, so let me know what you think of that in the comments. Has it improved your game any? I've seen a couple of people say it's made it worse, but I think a lot of the time players, when they have things worse, it's because they've not installed the update properly, so make sure that you have the current version installed, as I've had an issue with that before, and that actually did fix the problem. Another big issue right now is with inventory. A couple of common bugs players are mentioning a lot to me. One is when you loot from corpse, it won't allow you to scroll down the menu to loot stuff that is dropped. I've had it where when you loot a corpse as well, then every time you try to move down on the D-pad to scroll through the inventory, the box that highlights what item you're on switches to your own inventory, making it impossible to loot anything at all. So the first one I mentioned, you can still take stuff, but you can only take the thing that's top of the list, which can be frustrating and time consuming. You can get stuff, but you have to pick things up one at a time, and sometimes you do necessarily need to get that, like if it's ammo or something and you're desperate for ammo, picking up the top item and going back into the inventory and repeating. Most times this happens, I forget about it, but it can be very annoying, and there is a couple of times where I've needed stuff from the inventory and it's just taken too long. So I guess that's probably a really big common complaint that players want to see fixed in the next update if possible. The next issue is actually one affected by the recent update, which addressed the current car meta, and I've seen quite a few complaints that the current method of dealing with cars has not really had that desired effect, in that a lot of people are actually dying far too easily from simply crashing their car or flipping it upside down. So increased damage from guns is great, but it seems there are a lot of people complaining about how careful they must be when driving compared to before, because it's all too easy now to say flip your car and blow up your squad. I would agree with this one. I want bullets to deal more damage like they do in the current version, but I don't want environmental factors to also increase damage to cars. We already get damage to health from crashing while going fast, for example, and I don't want to also risk blowing up. It's definitely more fun to drive around when I can drive really fast, and it's more dangerous, but it is riskier to your health, but I don't want it to be too much of a risk to kill my entire squad. Bluehole did say they're monitoring the changes they made in this update and will fix any big issues they think are needing altered, so I guess it's really up to what you guys think. I guess it's fair to say that with this current version, the cars are definitely a lot less in the final circle, which was kind of the effect they were going for, but still I would like to see it more balanced, especially for playing in squads where vehicles were never really much of an issue in the final circle anyway. Before we talk about the final issue, one small bug they need to fix is floating head hair. Can't believe this one is still an issue. It gets people killed, it can get you killed, and it seems like an easy fix, but I could be wrong on that one. But that's definitely still a common bug complaint that they definitely need to fix. Anyway guys, that just leaves us with our biggest issue with the Xbox game right now, and that is glitches and hackers. There seems to be a lot of this going around, players who are hacking, as in not taking damage or getting kills through walls. There's quite a few videos on YouTube about how to hack through walls and stuff like that. There's other things like people being punched to death by invisible players. The biggest glitch on the game right now, I'd probably say, is one where you can use a table on the spawn island and essentially stop yourselves from spawning on the plane, and you simply wait for everyone to die from the blue wall. Not a very exciting way to win. If you check the leaderboards lately, most of the top 20 or 30 players or whatever are all using this glitch to get to the top with a 100% success win rate, which is just really impossible to get 100% if you're not doing some kind of glitch. So it's something that needs to be fixed quickly. Players using glitches and exploits to win matches, it's something that you don't really want to see a lot of, and the frustrating thing about this one is you won't find out till the very end of the match. So you're going to waste 35 or 40 minutes or however long it takes for that final circle to completely close, and only to find out that you're going to come second or third because someone's cheating. Fortunately, this specific glitch seems to be quite an easy fix because it does just require you to use the table on the spawn island, so I'm sure they will be able to patch that no problem. At least I hope so, but hopefully they do address some of these other issues as well, because nobody wants to play a game that's plagued by people cheating. Well guys, that is about it for this week's discussion on the 5 biggest in-game problems. If you agree with these or you think there is something worth mentioning, do so in the comments. I do appreciate you guys leaving what you think about all this stuff, and I guess the more we talk about it, the more it puts pressure on Bluehole to make changes, which I guess is just the point of these videos. Anyway, as always, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Be sure to leave a like below guys, the support is greatly appreciated on the channel, so that would be really awesome. Subscribe if you're new around for similar videos to this one, and I will catch you guys next time with a brand new video. Peace out.